Hey guys, it's B, and today I have Bride Gibbs with me here today. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of a BBC Part 2. We're going to give you a bit more of the tea, but not just in the London region.
No.
No, where are we going to give it from?
So from Leicester.
Yes, so my friends over here, we've known each other since, when have we met since? From university, second year of uni, so that's nearly like 2-3 years now we've known each other, and she actually was the first person to get into BBC and have her own show on there in Leicester.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. Just
Okay.
casually.
So do you want to spit us the tea of how you did it?
Yeah, so I didn't actually do anything. This is very much a who you know style story.
Sorry, you didn't do anything.
Okay, I barely did anything. So I'd been doing student radio for a little while. We were at the same station. The guy that I was doing a show with, he kind of just emailed around everywhere being like, oh yeah, work experience, I'll make teas, can I just come in? By chance, they were like, oh, you know what, we're looking for a new show idea. We were thinking students, do you want to come in and send us your demo? And he was like, well, I have a co-host if that would be an option. And they were like, absolutely, come in, like, have a chat. And it just kind of started from there, really. So this is like regional radio and local radio, so it's very, very different to like in London where you were for your work experience. It's so different.
It's so different.
But one thing that definitely kind of correlates through that is BBC Introducing. So we did a lot to do with them. We interviewed like local bands and artists, musicians, and like played their stuff as well, because we really wanted our sound to be local and to kind of be that platform where we're saying, hey, check these guys out. So we interviewed people like Seagulls. So they're getting quite big at the moment. They're on a lot of festival lineups, a lot of indie stuff. Really nice lady called Judith Uday. She was fantastic, really good soulful singer.
So did you have to do any applications towards your, process of becoming a radio presenter?
So this is the thing, we were really quite lucky because we just got hired as freelancers, so we kind of get paid what hours we put in a sense, but to a limit. They were like, okay, so we're going to pay you for this amount of hours. If you want to go over, that's up to you. And obviously we went above and beyond because this is the first time we ever done anything like this.
I would take the liberty. I would be like, listen, I'm moving in. I'm not moving out. I'm going to stay here. That's
No, it was really good. Over the course of like the whole of third year, we had a good 3 solid months where we were just, creating our own shows. We had complete creative freedom as well, which was fantastic. We really loved that. And then working with kind of like the programming team and creating trails was really fun. So trails are like little snippets of shows that happen in the middle of another show. And then we did a lot of our own social media promos. So we created our own campaigns.
Wow.
Which was really, really fun. And they kind of let us do that and stick the badge on.
So yeah, that's the difference between what I did in London to what you did in BBC Leicester.
Yeah.
I think the difference is because you had a lot more control of what you did, because I feel like that BBC organisation in Leicester is a lot more smaller, which means it gives you more freedom to do whatever you want. However, because I was in the part of London, central London, Great Portland Street, BBC, it was very minimal and very strict of what I could do. I was producing behind the scenes, and I was obviously, collaborating with other producers, whereas you got on foot. You were sailing the ship.
If anything, I think we had less control because we were a late night show, so most of the office would go home, so there'd literally be like 2 or 3 people in at once. And for our show, it was just us and a producer, and he was very kind of relaxed. Like once he knew that we had the hang of it, he literally just let it go, which was great.
That's good.
In terms of the studio layout and whatever, that would all be very much the same. And the programs that we used, that would be the same.
Yeah, that's one thing that doesn't change, because once a company is, fixated and very used to a certain type of software formatting, that does not change. Yeah. Because, say, for instance, if I was to move to BBC Leicester, if I was part of their, their company, I would need to know how the software works. It wouldn't be 2 different things. So everything is exactly the same. The technicality, software, everything. So that's just the way it is. Yeah,
which I think is obviously good across the board, because that means you can go where you're needed. And so, for example, if I went for something in London, I'd kind of have that familiarity with it.
Okay, so now let's talk about the people. Now, as I previously mentioned in my last video, I adored everybody I worked with. quite frankly speaking.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, I would make it very clear. But let's talk about the people that you associated with and worked with. So how did you get along with them?
I had a really supportive immediate team. The guy that kind of did all of our trails and did everything to do with sound, he was fantastic. Really loved him, worked really well with him, because he would record stuff and like give us a script, but we'd kind of have a joke around with it, and then he'd end up taking the stuff that we were joking about and not the script. And like that became kind of like it was really real, it was true, and like it was a good way of kind of getting us to just be ourselves and show what we were actually going to be like on air, which was good. Our programs director was really supportive, literally was just like, yeah, love your ideas, fantastic, go for it, which was like really kind of helpful to hear, you know, as you're starting out, you're like, oh, someone actually does like my stuff, which is great.
I think that's the most scariest part, because these are professional people, they know what they're doing, and if your ideas are not liked, that's, to me, I would feel...
It's painful.
I would feel like a knife being twisting inside of me. But to hear that somebody likes your work, somebody likes your ideas, that's good. Because even I was put in that position when producing. You know how radio shows have like those interaction calls with audiences, playing games and stuff. I was one of those people that made those ideas for the games, and my producer actually really liked them. So it's good and it's rewarding. That's what I'm trying to say, and it's good because these are professional people that work in the building.
But one thing that I really kind of didn't realise that I'd enjoy so much was the social media side of things. I didn't realise, I was like, oh yeah, presenting amazing. But I really enjoyed kind of like that engagement with the audience and coming up with the different stuff and, you know, just responding to them. It made me feel like really excited because I was like, oh, they're actually listening to the show. But you really like the editing side of things, didn't you?
Yeah, there's something about editing and there's something about me videoing and producing and directing. That's something I've always wanted to do, direct and produce. And I don't know if that's reflected off my degree or that's where I learned how to do it, but when I went into BBC and they gave me these editing jobs of already pre-recorded footage, I actually fell in love with it because it's another language. When you're editing in a way so that the audience can understand. You're cutting out, and even the kind of the cutouts even promote the different type of emotions being portrayed, and I just like that, and I felt that my creative ability allowed me to do that, and that's just something that I love doing. I mean, all these videos are edited by me, do you know what I mean? So it's a hobby and it's something that I want to put into my future career. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, that's something I didn't even notice that I really liked until I went to BBC. So yeah.
They definitely kind of like teach you some skills that you think, oh, actually, yeah, this is what I really enjoy about the job, you know. Like presenting is all good and like planning the shows, doing the interviews is really fun. But that's what kind of like I knew I was comfortable doing by being like, oh yeah, you're running the social media as well. Or, you know, like that was really important for me because I was like, oh, I actually love this too, you know.
Yeah.
But some things that I didn't like so much, I realised that like, if I was to meet someone famous, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could actually interview them because I'd be like, oh my God, I love you. This is
fangirling.
So I found it a lot easier to talk to the bands that were newer because I was like, you know, we're new to this, you're new to this. This is like a good stage. We're on the same kind of level here. But I dread to think what would happen if like Two Door Cinema Club or if like Drake walked through the door. I'd literally just be like,
I have a panic attack.
I cannot speak.
I think I have an anxiety attack. I would have something, I can tell you that.
But yeah, it definitely gave me a lot of experience that I'm gonna take with me to the grave, literally. Like, I'm gonna remember that stuff for a very long time.
Very long time. It has embedded into our hearts and our soul. So if we go on to our next life, we're gonna remember that.
And to our CVs as well.
Oh.
It is there.
Oh God. I don't like talking about CVs.
Nah, me neither. But that's definitely an experience that's like right at the top. Was working for them.
So overall, what did you think of the experience?
Oh, it was life-changing.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. What?
Okay, fine. 1 out of 100.
Okay, cool. It was definitely like a good like 95. But the only reason that it's off 5%.
That's a disrespect.
No, it's not. It's because I'm still not working for them now. That's the only reason.
Okay.
That knocks off 5%.
Right.
But the rest of it, no, it was really good. But that's kind of like the nature of freelancing. Like you get what you're given, and then kind of you move on, which is kind of like, it's interesting because it definitely kind of gave me that platform to start off with. But yeah, it's hard to get to the next level then after that. After you've done one thing, it's like you've had your experience, but you just need to keep going at it, I think.
Oh, are we going to tell them? Are we going to give a little sneak peek?
Oh, go on then.
Okay, so we have actually got a podcast coming out, guys.
Yes, we'll be releasing kind of the name of it, the details of it in the next few weeks or so.
Yes.
But keep the 20th of March booked, because that's when we're going to be releasing.
Oh, book it in your diary. Just do it, you know, banter. But yes, thank you again for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit more from someone else's perspective and a different whole region altogether. So that is really important, because things work differently everywhere you go. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment below, give me your experience. Doesn't matter if you're in radio or not, give me your experience, I want to hear about it. And make sure you subscribe, please. But yeah, anything else you want to say?
I've been Bridie, she's been B. Thank you very much for watching.
Bridie and B podcast coming soon.